Okay, so we'll start. Somebody can share the screen. Is it possible to share? Who's there? Chinmaya.
Today, Jaisi Mataji is not there, Professor.
Yeah, she is there.
Ah, okay. Vishnu.
Chinmaya or Anmol, can you share the screen or not possible?
Hare Krishna, not possible for me.
Okay, Chinmaya.
Yes, Prabhuji, give me 5 minutes.
Okay. So we are nectar of instruction, text 5. Krishneti yasya kiritam manasam triyet dikshasti chet pranati bhishcha bhajanta misham शुश्रूषया भजन विज्ञान अनन्यम अन्यचिन अन्य निंदादि शून्य रुधम इप्सित संकल्पतया. So we'll start. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarini. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखम करोति वाचालं पंगुम लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्री गुरुं दीनतारिणे. ओम विष्णुपदाय विष्णु राधा स्वामी. Hare Krishna. So now today we are discussing after a gap of 1 week. So we are on the text 5, I think. We have read the text last time and also the purport and little bit we have discussed. But we'll discuss this more in some details, the same text. So I'll just read the text and the translation and then we'll discuss and then we can take comments and questions and discussion points. Okay. कृष्णेति यस्य गिरिं तं मनसा मनसेन्द्रियता दीक्षास्ति चेत पुरणतिभिश्च भजन्तम् ईशम् शुश्रूषया भजन विज्ञाम् अनन्यम् अन्य निन्दादि शून्यरुधम् ईप्सित संगलप्या लप्या. Translation. By His Divine Grace, Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. One should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation Diksha and is engaged in worshipping the deity. And one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of propensity to criticize others. So this verse is continuation of the last verse where Sri Rupa Goswami instructs us how to associate offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasad and offering prasad are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee with another. So this was verse 4. So now Rupa Goswami is giving further details how to associate with which devotee. Right? So it generally talks about the different levels of devotees. And the first sentence itself, Srila Prabhupada gives, in order to intelligently apply the sixfold loving reciprocations. Mentioned in the previous, one must select proper person with careful discrimination. So, in this one sentence, Srila Prabhupada gives what is expected from a devotee. So, Srila Prabhupada is telling intelligently apply. So, sometimes what happens when we start the bhakti and chanting, we are under guidance of some devotee, senior devotee, many senior devotees, and there is a conception that once you start the bhakti, we tend to look at each devotee who is practicing or who is doing, having these clothes like Vaishnav clothes and tilak and chanting. We tend to look everybody as a pure devotee. In the beginning, it happens with everybody. And if somebody has spent 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, even 5 years, we tend to look them as a pure devotee of Krishna without any alternative motives. But here, Rupa Goswami and Srila Prabhupada is telling us we should be very intelligent how we associate with each other, and how we associate with which devotee. And this discrimination, how it should be careful discrimination. So careful means what? Careful means looking at the behavior, looking at the sadhana, looking how that particular devotee associates with other, with whom he associates with. So all this is very careful discrimination. So we should not make hurry to discriminate. We can take some time to discriminate and before judging anyone. So, because there is main characteristic is propensity to divide or propensity to criticize others. So, this propensity we all have. We all have this tendency to criticize others. We can easily notice the negative points. It's very difficult to notice the positive points. And in case of devotees, why we should be very careful? Because the actions of devotees are very difficult to understand. Because Krishna is reciprocating with each devotee individually and personally. And he is motivating that devotee to do something that we don't know. So sometimes we feel the actions of somebody very puzzling. Why he is doing like this? What's the reason? But we cannot find the reason because of the individual relationship that Krishna maintains. And that is the advantage of bhakti. Krishna has relationship with each one of us individually. So we should be very careful to discriminate. Then Srila Prabhupada gives in the purport different levels of devotees, right? Because Rupa Goswami also says that there are devotees whom we can mentally honor because they are taking the name of Lord Krishna. But if initiated, we should offer obeisances. And still further, he says, one who does not criticize anybody, with them we should associate. We should seek their association. And there is one sentence that faithfully serve, right? So each sentence in this verse and the translation very important and very instructive. And then in the purport, there are different definitions from Srimad Bhagavatam and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita about the Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, and Uttam Adhikari. And based on the definition, actually the definition, we generally think that there should be only one definition. This is Kanishta, this is them, this is. But no, based on the particular chapter or based on the particular verse in the Chaitanya Charitamrita or Srimad Bhagavatam, the explanations are given by acharyas. How to judge, why it is given like that, based on that particular verse, is based on the situation that is that or the leela that is going on. So there are different situations in which we can judge different devotees in different way, uh, and that actually shows the nature of that devotee or the practice that bhakti that is carried out by that particular devotee. Some devotee can be very grave, and there is one book by Sridhar Swami, Jolly Monk. It's a big book. I think Arti Mataji brought that book. It's very interesting book. How sannyasi or a devotee can be in very laughing and jolly mood, but inside he may be very different. He may be very grave when he does his sadhana or he has relationship with Krishna. So the external behavior of the devotees is very difficult to judge. So we should not try to judge um, uh, a devotee by the behavior. We have to carefully observe the devotee for some time and then discriminate. Sometimes it takes 1 month, sometimes it takes 1 year, 2 years, 5 years to judge particular person in different situations. But there is one trick that can be very helpful if we don't want to waste time. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita in 10th chapter, 11th verse, he says, I give the intelligence by which you can come to me. Dadami buddhi yogam tvam. I will give the intelligence. So, to discriminate and to have proper association, also we can take help of Krishna instead of judging by ourselves, because it is difficult. So, Krishna, if we request Krishna that I want this type of association, then Krishna will judge you where to go. And of course, any devotee's association is much better than the any other normal person's association, because even if the devotee is at whichever level, he is at least faith. He has faith in Krishna, and that faith is what we are looking for, right? Our soul and we also. When we associate with the devotees who have strong faith, uh, then we also develop that faith. That is the power of association. But if we associate with devotees who have weak faith, then our faith also becomes weak. How it becomes weak is very important. So some devotees we can see like they are flexible, they adjust, or they compromise rather than adjust. They compromise certain situations. So their faith may be fluctuating. So if we are associating with such devotee, we also follow the same patterns. Uh, and then we also tend to do the same things when the devotees are not there. But if we associate with devotees who are very strict and who are very strong in their faith, we also become like that. So, is an example of, say, Vaisheshika Prabhu. If you associate with Vaisheshika Prabhu, it's continuously 24 hours is vibrations of spiritual vibrations, right? So, his sentence is keep the transcendental vibration going. So if you associate or you are just with him, you can feel. You associate with Banu Maharaj, Kavi Chandra Maharaj, Satyadev Prabhu, we can feel that vibrations going through them. So that is what we are looking for. That helps us to develop our faith and our conviction and our strictness also. Strictness in sadhana is required. Otherwise, the sadhana becomes weak. And if the sadhana becomes weak, your bhakti becomes weak, slowly, very gradually. So in this purport, the different levels of devotees are specified. Some examples are given to judge how to discriminate. See, there is one Chaitanya Charitamrita verse 4192 is given. At the time of initiation, Diksha Kale Bhakta Kare Atma Samarpada, Sei Kale Krishna Tara Kare Atma Sama. At the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders to the service of Lord Krishna, Krishna accepts him to be as good as himself. Right? So at the time of Diksha, you have to be fully surrendered. But is that happening? Fully surrender is happening at the time of Diksha? Maybe, may not be. Some devotees can do that, some devotees may not do that. Right? It's a gradual process. In this purport, there is several times Srila Prabhupada has used step by step or gradual, this type of words. Because it's expected that you fully surrender, but it may not happen. It happens step by step, uh, gradually. So all devotees are trying, all the devotees are trying to become pure devotees, trying to practice the pure bhakti. Hmm. So they may not be at this stage doing, but in the future they will. So we are all of us are on the journey, right? Where we are at different level of purity and different level of faith. And that is why Srila Prabhupada says it is very intelligently apply the loving exchanges and select proper persons with careful discrimination. And Srila Prabhupada uses one must select. So it is required to select proper person. So in Kali Yuga, it is said that the demons are also in the dress of devotees. Demons can be in the dress of devotees. So what is that like? Demons means does not mean that they are going to kill or the mentality, the demonic mentality. Hmm? So that is also possible in this devotee dress. So that is why we have to be very careful in Kali Yuga. In Satyuga, Dwapar Yuga, it was much better because everybody has saintly behavior and swabhav, natural swabhav or tendency to do the bhakti. But in Kali Yuga, it's not like that. So that's why it is very important. In the beginning, it is very difficult to discriminate the devotees. I also faced the problems like that. I associate and then I understood, no, the purpose is different. So first, in one of the, I'm searching for that line, the last line where you should know your own position. The devotee should also know his own position and should not try to imitate a devotee situated on higher platform. This is in the last paragraph. Uh, So, why it is important to know your own position? Uh, because that helps us to define which type of association I want in devotee circle also. And the problem that in Kali Yuga, what the problem is there, I have my own swabhav. Everybody has their own tendency. I have my family background. I have my financial background from my family or my job. And I have some position in my job. Everybody has certain position in their own family, own circle, own job, professionally. So that tends to impact our bhakti life also. So if I am, say, a project lead or program manager in the office or my professional life, I tend to bring those characteristics into bhakti also. I try to be a leader in bhakti. I try to become someone who already knows everything. But you may know in your professional life in bhakti, you cannot know everything in just 10 years. Of course, by mercy you can, but generally we sadhana bhaktas we take time to know everything. So that tendency of directing everyone, tendency of leading everything, tendency that comes into bhakti. And then we make mistakes. We make mistakes, and bhakti goes down, bhakti becomes weak. So our background, professional background, economic background, family background also affects our bhakti. Very subtle way. We don't understand that. Very subtle way it is going on. So that is why every time we have to be aware of our own position. Our own position. Srila Prabhupada, after the morning walk, used to pray to the deities wherever he is in the temple, very sincerely by folding the hands, and he always used to tell those deities that please keep me in your service. Please keep me in your service. Uh, please keep me in the humble position. So these prayers very important so that Krishna checks us. If we make some mistake, Krishna will check us and correct us. We cannot, because when we are making mistake, we generally think that I am correct. Everybody else is wrong. I am on the correct one line. What I am saying is correct. That should be done. That is the way Kali Yuga is. Right? So we have to be surrender or under Krishna to guide us. So at the same time, we should very be careful when we judge any devotee because everybody is going through their own way of bhakti, own way of purification. So we can see devotees making the mistakes, talking harshly. Nowadays, because of this social media, posting something very harshly, writing something, and we tend to judge looking at the messages, looking at the conversations. We should be very careful because these are the points through which the Kali is making our faith weak. Uh, Previously, it was not, all these phones were not there. So we used to talk face to face. And if you want to fight, you fight face to face. And you fight. And when you are face to face, there are not many people around you. So those two, three peoples will only have the effect. And they will only judge. But nowadays, because of this phone and social media, we can see on the news and everywhere, so much information is flowing to us from everywhere. And the problem is we don't have time to judge what is correct, what is wrong, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to do this or not? We don't have time. uh, And because of that, we judge everybody so quickly in one line or in one sentence or one conversation, we judge people. But here, Srila Prabhupada is saying that we should be very careful in discrimination. And very intelligently we should do. Before that, we should know our own position. Very important. So we are judging somebody. Are we in that position to judge somebody or some devotee? That is also important. So then the question will come. Okay, if I am new. I am I myself. I am also new in bhakti part, right? So if I am in a position to judge somebody, maybe may not be in certain situations when the devotee is much coming much later than me. I may judge him, but my judgment may be wrong because today I joined some. Suppose I started chanting today. This is my first day, first round I am chanting, but I might have done a lot of bhakti in my previous life, uh, and I might have reached certain stage of bhakti, but in this lifetime I am starting today, right? So it's very difficult to judge, right? So I may be in position to judge somebody externally but not internally because bhakti is all internal. What looks outside and what is bhakti is always different. Some person may look different outside, but maybe his bhakti may be strong. But generally, if you are doing a proper bhakti and proper sadhana, it can be visible because one of the characteristics of bhakti is in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is when you practice pure bhakti, the correct those qualities are visible. You don't have to develop the good qualities, they automatically develop. So when you are doing proper sadhana of chanting properly, you have peaceful mind, so very less tendency to get angry, judge others. So these qualities develop, so that is what we should observe. this Uttamadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and this. So I asked this question once that how can I know he's a Uttamadhikari, particular devotee? So Maharaj gave the answer like Uttamadhikaris generally are very rare, but they are there, and you can see from their behavior uh, and the way they talk, the way they interact in different situations, the way they expect anything from others or not. So these are certain points through which we can see that this devotee is fixed in practicing pure bhakti. uh. What is pure bhakti? We have seen there's no alternative motives, only to serve Krishna. Uh, and these days is also problem because I think I'm doing pure bhakti. My only intention is to serve Krishna. I don't have any other intentions. But this thing others will notice. uh. And if you know your own position, then you will also notice, yeah, I'm doing this service, but inside I think that there is one tendency inside me that everybody should recognize me, recognize my service, something like that. Or I should get something in return. We only know, only I will know about my thing. So, honesty is a characteristic of bhakti quality that is required. So, you should be honest with others and honest with yourself. If you have some other motives, it's okay, but you accept it. Don't say that I'm doing pure bhakti. I have motives and I want something in return. You accept it. Then you can change. Right? So, association of devotees or associating with devotees also is very important to go to the higher level of consciousness. And what we depend on this is we depend on the holy name of Krishna. Uh, if we chant offenselessly, uh, then slowly we will develop an understanding how to differentiate, whom to associate, and Krishna will actually take you to the proper association in different situations. I have seen in my bhakti life or other devotees' bhakti life that devotees get attracted to certain situations, certain devotees, but their nature is different. So they cannot get along with that particular devotee, and it takes time 1 year, 2 year, 3 years to understand that. After that, they understand, and then they return back to their own nature. Right? So our swabhav, so bhakti, when we associate, first we should understand what I want to do. Of course, I want to serve. Everybody want to serve Srila Prabhupada and this moment that is there. But there is also what I want to do, which bhakti I want to practice. Everybody will say, I want to practice pure bhakti. That is a very easy answer. But pure bhakti is rare. It is very rare. Krishna does not give pure bhakti to everyone. So our inspiration is to practice pure bhakti. Everybody's inspiration. But because of our swabhav and our nature, we may not be doing that. So first understand your own position. There was one class like last week, I think in the get together, Shamanand Prabhu told this point that we should first judge ourselves, right, in any situation. I think three things he told. Am I qualified to do something? Am do I have that adhikar to do something? And is this the correct situation to do something? So these 3 points are very important for our spiritual progress. So sometimes we see some behaviors of certain devotees, we don't like it, but we want to correct them, but that particular devotee is not given the adhikar to correct us. What is this adhikar to correct us? So, for example, I have relationship with certain devotees who can, in that devotee circle, that three, four, five devotees, they can tell me anything, anytime. I will not judge them. So I have given them that adhikar that please correct me. But not everybody gives that adhikar. See, we have friendly relationships, we are good friends with devotees, everything okay. But at the point you start correcting somebody, that next person will react differently. Don't like to be corrected. So first rule that Vaisheshika Prabhu has told and Satyadev Prabhu has told is, in this material world, when I'm practicing bhakti, we should always remember the rule that I am here to be corrected in the material world. uh. So whatever the anarthas or wrong points or wrong qualities I have, I should be corrected. Whoever it may, he can correct me. This open mindedness, if you have, then you can accept, but not everybody. So, in a certain situation, it may not be correct time to correct that person. We have to wait. Sometimes you have to wait to tell that devotee, boss, you have done this thing wrong. Should not have done this. Even if the adhikar is there to tell, but time is not correct, because when you are doing something, you are in a passionate or ignorance mood, and then you cannot listen to everyone. So you have to talk or discuss at a point in a situation where there is a certain mode of goodness is there. Then the both discussion can happen. huh? And am I qualified to do that? So our own position is very important, and that affects our bhakti actually. Because see, in a particular situation, this is my own experience. In a particular situation, you try to correct somebody, he don't listen. He's a devotee who is practicing for 30 years, so he may not listen. Or even if he is wrong, he may not listen. But you try to correct. The situation does not is not correct. Whatever reason, that particular time passes away. But after, it's not that this happened at between 8 to 9 today, and 10 o'clock I am okay mentally. I forget everything what has happened 1 hour back. No, the impressions remain, the thought process remains. It goes on for several days, sometimes several months, sometimes several years. It's going on. What happened on that day? What? Why? So, to be very careful discrimination, in which situation, which person, where, and then take the actions. And especially, I always tell that be very careful while um, using this phone, WhatsApp and Line and Facebook and Instagram and all. Very impulsive, those things are very impulsive. You tend to react very quickly. And then you react in a particular way. Even if you delete the message, it's gone. People have read it. Even if you delete it later, the impressions are there and the damage is done. Right? And then sometimes it is irreversible damage. People don't say that I am writing in particular mood. Somebody is reading it in very different mood. Okay, I am writing some statement. Okay, so and so person, you should not have said this. My intentions are very pure. I want to help that devotee. In a group of, say, 100 devotees are there in writing. You should not have said this line to so and so person, whatever. I am writing to help the other person, but the other person whom I'm trying to help, if he is already angry, because he's sitting somewhere in some situation, if he's already angry, and he will read this statement, oh, you should not have known that. The angry mood of passion and ignorance, I will easily think, who is he to tell me? And he's writing in group of 100 people, who thinks he is? Right? Damage is done. So it's very risky to settle the things, and that is the way the Kali Yuga is going to be, to create the main purpose of Kali is, right, the creating misunderstandings. And Kali is what? Quarrel and fight. How the quarrels and fight happen? Just misunderstandings, miscommunications. That is Kali. So if we know what is Kali, we should be counteracting that. So what? We should be very careful. uh, don't don't go on this Kali's trap. uh, and Srila Prabhupada one statement we always remember, we should remember that usually devotees should somehow cooperate with each other. And ISKCON or any spiritual organization cannot be finished by outside force because we are practicing bhakti. Bhakti is transcendental. But it can be destroyed from inside. So devotees can destroy the devotees. Okay. Outside person cannot destroy the devotee because he's chanting. But one devotee can destroy the another devotee, whatever level they are. Right? That is a statement we should always remember and care for. That. So while discriminating also the different devotees in different situations, we should take our time. And one one suggestion that I give is time is many times the solution to the all problems. Sometimes it's that Krishna as time will settle the things. So we should not try to settle the things. Or sometimes we should not try to judge who is Kanishta, who is Uttama, who is Madhyama. Hmm. So we should give time to everyone, and then we try to associate with devotees in that particular way. So these are some points that I remember from last time that I wanted to share how to associate and how to seek the association and take help of Krishna actually. That I want to practice pure bhakti. I have so many anarthas. I expect so many things from so many people, but somehow I want to practice pure bhakti gradually, whatever. So Krishna guide me with whom I should associate. And then Krishna will give the situations in front of you where your association with some devotees will automatically get disturbed. Where attention goes, energy flows. I have my swabhav. If I am a Kshatriya, I tend to get attracted to a Kshatriya person. Like there is one example, like somebody joins a new office, okay, and he is a smoker, okay. So he joins the new office. He don't know anybody there, and but he wants to smoke. So somebody he will know one person or two-person, right, who will introduce in first in the office. So to that one person, he knows he will ask, "Oh, do you smoke? I want to go to smoke. Where is the smoking room? Or where is the tea where I can get tea? Smoking or taking coffee or tea." Then if the next person is also a smoker or he also is a coffee, he will say, "Oh, let's go. I will show you." Then you go to that particular coffee break area, and there you meet three, four more people, and then you associate with those three, four people. That though, okay, then you talk. Oh, I am this, I am this, and then say, okay, after 1 hour, let's have one more coffee. I have some work. I will go 1 hour after. Let's come and again have coffee or smoke or whatever. So he associated with those people who like coffee every hour. So you built up your association like that. So in devotees' life also, we naturally built up our association like that. Uh, and it's easier also because the swabhav matches. Right? So we should not be surprised when wrong things happen with us or we do wrong decisions. Right? It's okay. I made mistake. I choose a wrong association, and it's okay. So now what? So Goswami says, you even if you did a wrong association, you mentally honor that devotee who chants. Right? So it's not that if I choose a wrong association and devotee's experience is not good with particular person or particular devotee, in any situation, you should not dishonor that devotee because devotees are very dear to Krishna. Huh? So you should be very careful. So at least mentally, you should honor that devotee. So these are few points that I wanted to share from last time. Now we have some 10-15 minutes. So we can discuss some what I have said is wrong or if it is helpful for anybody or any other questions or any other situations or comments from anyone. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Chances to everyone. Any comments, any questions, any points that anybody will like to share or ask or discuss? Anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for explanation. If nobody has a question, I can understanding what I may take away. I can tell. If no one has a question, is it okay?
Yeah, please go ahead, Madhuri.
Yeah, actually, Prabhuji, whatever you told, 100% correct. I agree with you. Actually, the lifespan is less. In this period, we got first to judge ourselves. You are correct. What we want to do in this lifetime. So, if you want to do pure devotional service, correct. We have to associate with the right-minded people who enthusiastically performing devotional service. In that way, we can improve ourselves, and our goal also will be achieved. There are some people may be nice, but as you said, we should not offend the devotees. Uh, uh, at the same time, to whom we can learn, we have to associate and learn things. That's important. I mean, learn things in the sense, I mean, pure devotional service we have to learn. So it won't, unless we get what we do, we cannot start to whom to associate, how to progress in the bhakti. So first is understanding ourselves, selecting the right association, and following their guidance, and keep improving. That is important in the bhakti path. I realized. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So, Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you read, the way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu associated with different devotees, it's very visibly, or when we read it, it's very clearly visible. So he associated with all the devotees during the daytime, everybody. But in the evening time or the night time, when they will do the kirtan in the Srivas Angan, it was only very selected devotees who can be there. So it's very natural that I will associate happily with all the devotees, but there will be always a circle of devotees around me if I have some problem or I am in a situation where I cannot judge what is the correct. So I have my 3 to 4 close friends and devotees whom I can talk with, and I take their guidance before taking the decision. I am in this situation. These are the pros and cons that I think. What is your opinion? Then that next devotee may say, I understand your situation, but I am not able to analyze based on this. I want more information. Then he will ask some questions to me. So when he asks questions and I answer, during that conversation also my minds get clear. So that if I'm unnecessary trying to make this decision or this thing, it may not be necessary. So we should always have a group of devotees who are very close to you and who understand you, right? And who know your nature. That type of devotee circle is very important. That is the guiding path, guiding people who will guide you to take decisions. So association of devotees, of course, yes, always there, but there will be a level of closeness that you will keep. Right? So that is what discrimination is. I will not stop associating with somebody, but the way I associate with, that is what Rupa Goswami and Srila Prabhupada is studying, how to associate with which devotee. Right?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Yes, that's correct. I mean, devotees all are naturally they are good, but we have how to say like-minded. Also, they are also showing interest to improve us. That is important. It's not a one side.
Correct.
Mm.
Yes.
Also, it's Krishna's mercy. I feel that we get a devotee association.
So there is one comment or question in the chat, like, as a devotee, why we discriminate? That is the question, Anmola. That is the natural tendency, Anmol, that we have in Kali Yuga.
Sorry, sorry, Prabhuji, it was Meena Mataji.
Yeah. Okay. Whose question is that? Oh, sorry, it's Meena Mataji. Yeah. So that is the natural tendency that we have. It's not only in bhakti or devotees. Anywhere you go, you tend to do this, and it require also to do this, right? In office or in everywhere, we don't uh, act equally with everyone. There is, like, my son is close to me more than my neighbor's son. If you see this is a discrimination, you can say that this is a discrimination. You should be equal. So your son and neighbor's son and his son all equal to you. But is that possible? No, it's not possible, because it is naturally love for your own son, your own family will be more, because of the relationships that we have. So there will be a natural tendency to discriminate. It's not exactly discrimination, it's a little bit strong word, maybe, but it's the way we interact is different. So I interact with my son, my family differently than my neighbor's son or neighbor's family. That is also social etiquette. I cannot just go into anybody's house and start doing what I do in my house. No, that is a not socially correct behavior, right? So when we say discriminate, it's a natural tendency that we use this word, but the correct word is how to associate or how to interact. I interact differently with different devotees based on their level of bhakti. But when we say level of bhakti, it's not that bhakti is at any level transcendental, right? So, in this purport, there is a lot of emphasis given on Shraddha, faith. So, how much faith particular person or particular devotee has in the process? That is the important. That actually gives differentiation. A person may have complete faith, somebody may not have complete faith. And that is the, I think, in the purport it is. This is the correct way of understanding Bhagavad Gita, and this is called Shraddha. By rendering transcendental service to Krishna, one automatically performs all subsidiary activities. This confident, firm faith favorable to discharge of devotional service is called Shraddha. Faith in Krishna is the beginning of Krishna consciousness. Faith means strong faith. The words of Bhagavad Gita are authoritative instructions for faithful men, and whatever Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita is to be accepted as it is without interpretation. This way, this was the way Arjuna accepted Bhagavad Gita. After hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna told Krishna, Sarvam etadritam manneyan Mam Vadasi Keshava. Oh Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. So this Shraddha is very important factor. Before that also Chaitanya Charitamrita verse is quoted. One becomes qualified as a devotee on the elementary platform, the intermediate platform, the highest platform of devotional service according to the development of his Shraddha. So faith. How much faith you have in Krishna, that will, in the word, if you use discriminate a different devotee. But actually, he has faith in Krishna, he has faith in Shastra, he has faith in devotees, but the level of faith that he keeps there is different. So we associate differently. So it's not exactly discrimination is, yeah, it is one way, it is a discrimination. That particular devotee, oh, he started chanting, but he's chanting one round sometimes two rounds, sometimes three rounds. So what we'll say, his determination is not fixed. Uh, he's not. He decided to chant four rounds, but somehow he stopped because the faith is weak. Faith is there, but it is weak. It is affected by the external situations. Uh, so that type of faith is there. Somebody is like is full day busy everywhere in office and everywhere, and he has to chant his decided rounds, say 4 rounds. So after coming home, after taking prasad, and it's already 11 o'clock, but he will chant his 4 rounds from night 11 to 11:30. So he has faith that I have to chant. So that faith will decide how this particular devotee's behavior will be. So based on that, actually, we in one, if this word is to be used, discriminate. Yeah, we have to, because we want the strong faith. I don't want my faith to be weak. If I'm spending 2 hours or 3 hours of my daily life into Krishna consciousness activities, I want to progress more. So I don't want to become weak because of the situations, right? So I choose properly. So that way we have to. Otherwise, like a Maharaj or a devotee who is spend, or even if Srila Prabhupada, his Acharya, we say is our Acharya, founder Acharya. So he is at that level of faith and bhakti. I am not, right? So I have to say that Srila Prabhupada is different, I am different. So if you say this is discrimination, yes, this is, because his position is different, his faith is different, his activities are different. Mine are not. So forget Srila Prabhupada, I can check with others also. Right? So our own position we should know first, and then we can have this intelligence how to discriminate and do. Pure bhakti, bhakti is bhakti. Pure bhakti is difficult. That only will take you to Krishna directly. If it is karma mishra bhakti, jnana mishra bhakti, the destinations are different. So if you want to go to Vrindavan, you need to associate with devotees like that. Why everybody wants to follow the path of gopis? Because that's the strongest faith and strongest love they have. So they are in Vrindavan. Some are in Mathura, some are in Dwarka. A different type of rasa, different type of faith, hmm, different type of expectations. So based on the bhakti, mishra or whatever, you develop different faiths. So if you want pure bhakti, you should associate with people who are doing pure bhakti and that faith. Does that answer your question, Mataji? Nina Mataji, are you there? Okay, thank you. Thank you for that question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. Actually, today I'm just sharing my takeaways from your beautiful explanation. I used to wonder why Prabhupada's book was titled Bhagavad Gita as it is. But then when you said, I realized that different levels of people may share with their own biases. But a pure devotee like him will share knowledge as it is. And it's such a beautiful thing that the book is titled that way. And also, I understood, like when you said right-minded, it is not only on the like the negative aspects, but also on the positive aspects. If someone is more into reading and kirtan, and but if we want like we don't get that association, but they are more into DT worship or some other service. uh, we are not saying they're bad, but we won't get the pleasure of serving if we don't do what anchors us more. So I'm taking it like that today, Prabhuji. These are my takeaways today, and it was very beautiful, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's your natural inclination that is important. Right? So some are all rounder, they can do everything, they are happy everything. But I really enjoy chanting, for example. I really enjoy when I am cleaning. Right? So Srimad Bhagavatam, we see in 10th canto when Rajasurya Yagya is done, Krishna is cleaning the washing the feet of the guest. Right? Everybody is doing different service, so they enjoy that service. So I enjoy that particular service, does not matter what service it is, right? So your swabhav is developed like that. Somebody are very good in remembering the verses and reading the shastra, taking the courses and passing the courses. They can do it very easily. But if you ask them, you clean, they cannot. They will not enjoy. Why I have to clean? But if you ask them, what is the verse of Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 2nd chapter, they will say, because they naturally enjoy that. So they cannot clean does not mean that he is not respectful. Of course, he is respectful because he is a devotee, but his natural tendency is there. So Srila Prabhupada's one analysis done by the management institutes, like how Srila Prabhupada managed ISKCON in 10 years that it grew so much. So Srila Prabhupada's one of the principle was always to engage that person according to his inclinations. And we have to give that freedom. Oh, you want to do this? Okay, you try that. Sometimes it looks like it's a liberal nature, or the need of the time is different. But that devotee can survive only in that situation. So you have to sometimes adjust it. So Srila Prabhupada's every statement will, every letter, there is a line, please do the needful. So what is needed for the moment, that particular situation, that particular time, you should be ready to do whatever your inclination. And there is book on that. Please do the needful. So why that sentence is important, right? So we have that book if somebody wants to read. Very nice pastimes of Srila Prabhupada. So that's how Srila Prabhupada managed, right? So that is what we say, different faith. And of course, Bhagavad Gita as it is, Srila Prabhupada gave the title because Srila Prabhupada always said and mentioned that I'm not writing anything from my interpretation. It's all what the acharyas have told. I'm just combining and giving that. That's why Bhagavad Gita as it is more sold than other Bhagavad Gitas, because it's not somebody's interpretation. It's from the parampara. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Any other points or questions or anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so like in NY 5, like we are reading about how devotees deal with different devotees on different levels.
Mm-hmm.
That I understood. Okay, that's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
In Bhagavad Gita, I have read like there is a quote that says Pandita Samadarshana.
Mm-hmm.
That has its own significance.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they have different vision, but somehow they are connected to each other, and I am not able to figuring it out. Like how these two things are connected to each other. Please elaborate on this.
Yeah, it's a very good point, Anmol. So, Pandita Samadarshina is a state of consciousness that you reach while practicing bhakti. Right? So, Uttam Adhikari or a devotee who is in that consciousness, this material world is actually made by Krishna. Right? So, it is property of Krishna. Any person or anything in this material world belongs to Krishna. Some persons who don't know Krishna, who are not doing anything for Krishna, they are just enjoying, say, every day they are doing job and they are doing party and drinking and sleeping on the road. Such a person also, in one way, if you see by proper higher consciousness, he understands that this person is not taking name of God, but somehow or other he is going down, down, down into ignorance. That is also made by Krishna. Right? So he is also Krishna's property in one way. That is very high level of consciousness. So the Pandita here, they are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, is he sees what he sees the super soul in everything. That Krishna is present everywhere. So that vision you get when you almost pass these three modes and you are fixed in this bhakti and consciousness. So in that way, he will see that, of course, the devotee is Kanishta, Madhyam, or he is not devotee. He has the super soul, right? It's Krishna is with everyone.
Mhm.
Krishna does not discriminate. Krishna says, I am equal to all. Right? The seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is based on this question. How we can say Krishna is equal to all? Then why always Devatas win, demons lose? So Krishna says, no, I reciprocate with everyone equally. Whatever you want, I reciprocate. The example that we were checking, you want to drink coffee, okay, so I will help you. So you want to search a person who drinks coffee, I will help you. You ask this person, you ask this person, it looks like he drinks coffee, you ask. So Krishna says, I am equal to all. I will fulfill what you want. As you surrender, I reciprocate. Krishna says, right? Ye yathamam prapadyante. So if I surrender to Krishna to find the person who drinks whiskey, he will help me. Right? So Krishna is equal to all. So Krishna is helping everyone. And that is what a Pandit can see. That in one way, this particular soul want to be in ignorance. And so Krishna as a super soul, he is fulfilling his desires also. This is one way of looking at it. You want to go into ignorance, so you go completely into ignorance. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says like greed, lust, anger and greed are three gates to hell. And those who go through it, they fall into the darkest region of hell, that Krishna says, that they will never get Krishna's name or God's name. So Krishna says, yeah, I do that also. If you do by that path, yes. So how it is? So we can see that if somebody wants to go in ignorance, he will be completely in ignorance. So in that way, Krishna as a super soul in his heart, he's trying to help, but I am requesting a different help, right? So he's helping. So Krishna is equal to all, and this is what the Pandit will say. See.
Hmm.
Huh? So that way, all devotees, we discussed this today, that all devotees here in this verse, it's never mentioned that even if the Kanishta Adhikari you don't respect. No, you have to respect mentally. So we respect that person. Maybe I will not do the dandavats completely, but I respect that person mentally. I will not do offenses mentally also. What is mentally honoring? No offenses mentally also. Right? There are offenses we do by words, by actions, and offenses we do by mental. So that will also I will not do. I will mentally honor that person, because so if somebody takes book, right, in Namaste India and others, we distribute books. Many people don't take. Some person will take the book.
Hmm.
He will give some donation. So what we do, we mentally honor that person because he has some good inclination that he has taken the book. So I don't pay the obeisances, but I mentally respect that person. Very, very crude example I am giving that we experience every day. Right? So all the devotees are respectful. We have to respect them mentally. How we respect is different. So Pandita, when he sees in lion's body also he will see the super soul. Right? He can see that the lion is also driven, super soul is there also. So that vision is developed by that Pandita. And then he can see everybody same from the identity perspective of Krishna's existence in everything. Does that answer or help?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Now I understood the exact meaning of this line.
Hmm.
Okay. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
So this is very broad vision, okay? Very broad vision. Like Srila Prabhupada Lilamrut, if you read, he has this vision. Srila Prabhupada said there is one quality in each and every person that can be utilized in Krishna consciousness, even if he is in the dark ignorance. So that vision Srila Prabhupada had. And he can understand that is what is that one quality that this person has. And then he will fan the spark. Vaisheshika Prabhu's statement is fan the spark. What is that spark? One intuition to serve Krishna, or not Krishna, just some intention to serve. If you see that spark, then fan that spark, that will develop. Okay, you want to serve somebody, okay, you serve Krishna slowly, like that. So people who are doing the volunteer works, right, going to different earthquake places or something, they have tendency to serve others. So that is a very good tendency. If they utilize in Krishna's service, their life is different, right? So we have to find that spark and then fan the spark. The statement, right? Fan the spark that Srila Prabhupada gave is that. So everybody has that. That we have to see. Then maybe we'll not criticize anybody, right? If we can see. But that level of consciousness is required.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Any other comments or points? If anybody come across some situations which we should discuss, please write in the group so we can discuss that and help each other. Take help of devotees somehow or other. If no other comments or questions or reflections, then if everybody is okay, shall we end today?
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Srila Rupa Goswami ki jai.